Hey everyone, welcome to Crypto Data. So today we're going to go over what I believe to be one of the biggest ICOs of the year. It's called NEXO and it's the world's first instant crypto-backed loans. So this ICO is one I believe can 10x by the end of the year, and I'm going to give you a couple reasons why. So first, let's go ahead and look at their Twitter account. So you can see they have over 26,000 followers, so they already have a good base. And just yesterday, they released their tokens from their ICO as well as launched their platform. Now, this was huge because if you go to look at their platform, it's very user-friendly and they provide a lot of tools that make it very easy to get loans and just interact with their website. So looking at the website here, you can see it's very well made. And as you scroll down, they have a white paper here, which is something I'm going to go over in a second. But they also have a video here which basically describes what it is. So in a nutshell, what NEXO is it's providing you loans for cryptocurrency that you hold on their website. So basically, let's say you have Bitcoin. So let's say you have one Bitcoin, but you don't want to sell it because you think, it'll appreciate in the future, but you need money at the same time. So what NEXO will do is you create an account on there, and basically when you create an account, I'll show you how it looks. So when you create an account, you first have to enter your email address, and then they'll send you an email, you verify it, and then you'll see this screen right here. And what you'll do is you'll deposit Bitcoin into this balance, and it'll give you the market value, and then it'll tell you what your loan limit is. Now, based off of what I understand here, if you hover over this question mark, it says your loan limit is based on the market value of the crypto assets you keep in your NEXO wallet. Additional credit limit is automatically and instantly available on your NEXO wallet upon appreciation of your crypto's value. The value of crypto assets exceeding the used loan limits are always available for withdrawal. So basically what this means is, say you invest one Bitcoin and say it's worth $9,000. Well, your loan limit will be around that same amount of $9,000, and you're able to immediately withdraw that loan amount and exchange it for fiat or just, or other cryptocurrencies. But mainly, you're getting that loan, so which you would use for fiat if you need to say there's like a good travel deal going on, which is what they used in this video example. They basically say, okay, there's this travel deal going on. Two people are, want to buy it, but one of them, they both have Bitcoin, but the one that has, if they try to sell their Bitcoin, it'll take too long for the transaction to complete. But then the other person uses NEXO, and instead they immediately get a loan, which is instant. Then they're able to purchase that travel deal, which say ends in 30 minutes. So what happens is you basically immediately have that loan. They keep your Bitcoin, and then they just charge you a little bit of interest, and then you basically set a time limit. So, 60 days, 120 days, 12 months, whatever it is, and then you just repay them back that with the interest. So let's say Bitcoin goes from 9,000 to 20,000, okay? So you're only required to give them, whatever the market value was at that time that you gave them the loan plus interest. So say you'll owe them maybe $9,600. So when Bitcoin's up at 20,000, okay, you pay them back $9,600. You're still left with that profit of over about $11,000. And that's one of the benefits of using NEXO over other loan platforms. So you're able to still, hold that cryptocurrency for its appreciation value while still being able to have a loan amount to use if you need the money right away. So you're getting the best of both worlds. So that's essentially what NEXO is, and currently they're accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they'll eventually accept their tokens as well as other altcoins in the future. So now that you got the gist of it, let's go over the specifics, the team behind it, some news articles, and who's investing in this and why I believe this is going to be the biggest ICO, or one of the biggest of this year. So again, I mentioned they had a white paper. Now, I reviewed this white paper, and it's great. It provides a ton of examples, and I want to tell you right away that one of the biggest benefits I see with NEXO and just the way it interacts is the tax benefits. I think this is one of the biggest benefits that people are overlooking, and one that a lot of people are going to use this for. So I'll go into that a little bit later on, but let's just go over the background and exactly, who they are and who they have behind them and who they're working with. So you can see here, it says why NEXO. Now, one of the biggest things here is their experienced team, and it says Nexo has an award-winning team whose business has continually been audited by Deloitte. Okay, for those who don't know who Deloitte is, so Deloitte is actually the industry-leading audit, consulting, tax, and advisory service to many of the world's most admired brands, including 80% of the Fortune 500 companies. So these guys are getting audited by one of the biggest auditing firms in the world. So that tells you immediately that their security is top notch, and they're very transparent. So that immediately sets a good precedence for who Nexo is. And one of the other things I want to explain is it says they're powered by Credissimo. So Credissimo, that's who they're working with, and Credissimo is actually a fintech company here, and it says it was founded in 2007. Our innovative proprietary technology combined with superior customer service enables us to deliver unmatched efficiencies and state-of-the-art consumer finance solutions. And it says here, Credissimo, in 2017, they provided over 79,000 loans. They have over 1 million loan applications total, over 130 employees, 35% net income margin, and 78% returning customers. And then it says, since their inception, so loans granted 109 million, cash collected 140 million. So that's amazing. And these guys are audited by Deloitte as well. So Credissimo, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, they're a very reputable company, and they already have a game plan for the consumer lending program. So they're already well into the space. They've been in it over 10 years. They have a good customer base, and that's exactly what Nexo was looking for whenever they look to partner with someone. So you can see here, Credissimo was founded in 2007, and it says, they had mobile adoption, and it says it helped the company reach over 1 million online loan applications through their mobile website, for iPhone and Android apps. And then they provided e-commerce and utility bill payments. They had an IPO May 7th, 2014. And then they had a Bitcoin repayment option, which was a Bitcoin loan repayment option around 2016. And then here's a big one that I loved, Fintech Awards. So they reached the top 10 alternative fintech in European Fintech Awards 2017, received 2 Forbes Business Awards 2017 for financial sector innovations and quality of services. So that tells you right away, one, they're already able to master this market for loans and lending programs, but 2, they're recognized by these top companies here. So, that tells you alone that they're the real deal, and they have a lot of people who are backing them. And then at the end of 2017 here, you can see Credissimo is powering the world's first digital asset institution based on blockchain technology, and that's Nexo. So again, since Nexo has partnered with Credissimo and they're running, through their platform, I think that's huge, and that just kind of solidifies that Nexo, is the real deal, and they are using, companies with actual proven results. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very bullish on Nexo. So 1, they're powered by Credissimo. 2, they're being audited by Deloitte. That, Credissimo, 10 years of fintech success. And then Reputable Advisors. So this is another big thing that I love. So it says the Nexo Advisory Board includes prominent industry experts such as the founders of TechCrunch and Polymath. So the founder of TechCrunch is Michael Arrington. So Michael Arrington, he has over 228,000 followers. And actually, if you go to TechCrunch, if you go to their Twitter, you can see that they have over 10 million followers. So TechCrunch, it says breaking technology news, analysis, and opinions from TechCrunch, home to Disrupt, TC Sessions, and Startup Battlefield. So they have a lot of conferences that they host, and they basically write up on, Silicon Valley startup companies and basically new innovations that are changing the world. So being over 10 million followers, that's a huge customer base in itself. And Michael Arrington was the CEO of TechCrunch. So this guy has actually, I'll go a little background of him, and it says he's the American founder and former co-editor of TechCrunch, a blog covering the Silicon Valley technology startup communities and the wider technology field in USA and elsewhere. Now, one of the things that Michael Arrington has actually done is, 1, he's advising Nexo, but 2, there's an article published November 28th of 2017. It says Michael Arrington has a new $100 million hedge fund that will be valued in Ripple's XRP. So basically, he started a hedge fund that's the first hedge fund to be denominated in cryptocurrency. So basically what he does, it says the fund invests primarily in digital assets, including exotic ones, and in so-called initial coin offerings, which involve the sale of digital tokens that can in some cases provide access to an online service such as file sharing. So basically what he does, he looks to invest in ICOs and companies that he sees, really disrupting the market and has really good ideas for, stuff that's not even out yet. So, and the good thing about his fund is basically, so he uses XRP, which, some people love it or hate it. He basically, customers buy share, or clients buy shares in his company, and then, their profits, or whenever they're given money, it's denominated in XRP. So it's instantaneous versus waiting, a couple hours or a couple days to get their money back or to receive their profits. So he said that's one of the reasons he denominated the fund in XRP, because he likes the financial infrastructure that Ripple has built up around it. And then it also makes sense for a fund dedicated to crypto investments to be denominated in a digital currency, because it provides a much faster way to conduct transactions than conventional money. So again, this guy, he's been in he's reviewed a lot of startup companies, with TechCrunch. I mean, he's seen the whole layout, and he has a really good eye for, seeing companies with value. So why I want to bring that up is his hedge fund shows us investments here. If you go to arringtonxrpcapital.com and you look at his portfolio, it tells you what he's invested in. So he was able to invest in Telegram. That was a minimum. I think it was $1 million minimum, or it had a very high cap for who can invest in the ICO. But he's invested in Telegram, and he's invested in NEXO as well. And then he's also invested in Storecoin, which is another big ICO I'm going to go over in a couple videos. Data, and like I said, and then Ripple, of course. But, it shows he's invested in NEXO, and so that in itself, I mean, for a hedge fund to only invest in a certain amount of companies, and for him to choose NEXO, and that tells you, he's backing it. And one, I mean, he's on the advisor board, but that tells you how much he believes in it and how much he's willing to, invest his clients' money into this company because of how much he believes it can disrupt the current field. So I want to bring that up, and, exactly how big of a deal that is that he is on the founding, board, the advisors of NEXO. And then, of course, you have the founder of Polymath, which Polymath, has been huge, had a huge run this year, and, it's starting to come up on another run. And a lot of people are actually I know, believe highly in Polymath and think, again, it's one of those cryptocurrencies that's going to do really well in the future. So again, you have these two huge, personalities that are investing in NEXO and are advising it. And that tells you alone that there's a lot of experience that's going on to this company. I mean, with, everyone who's backing it right now, as well as these advisors. So that's a couple of reasons why I like it. And then we go over here and we keep scrolling down, and it talks about the numbers, and it says there is 1 billion plus in instant crypto-backed loan requests. So that is amazing. So that tells you over $1 billion of loan requests. So that's people who, want to buy these loans, want to invest their cryptocurrencies so they can get these loans, and they see the value in this. And this is only the beginning. I mean, NEXO, the tokens just came out yesterday, and the platform just launched yesterday. And again, they already have 1 billion worth of requests, and that number is only going to grow as the year moves forward. Because again, I mentioned one of the biggest reasons why I like NEXO is the tax benefit it provides, and it can save you thousands of dollars. So, and then another, here it says 52.5 million raised in an 11x oversubscribed token sale, 53,000 plus community on Telegram, and over 25,000 on Twitter. And then this is also a good indicator here. 30% of profits paid as dividends to NEXO token holders. So again, with holding the token, you're also getting 30% dividends of their profits. And then 10 plus years of successful track record in online lending, since they are using Credissimo. So again, these are 5 reasons why it's even better. But we're not finished yet. We still have to cover the rest of the white paper. So as we're scrolling down here, you can see the executive summary, and basically tells you in a gist, what I said it was. So it says Nexo delivers the world's first instant crypto-backed loans, thus resolving a crucial inefficiency for the crypto world. Up to this very moment, no alternatives existed for digital asset owners to enjoy their crypto wealth except selling them. The innovative model of Nexo brings to the crypto community the best of both worlds, retaining 100% ownership of their digital assets while having immediate access to cash. The instant crypto-backed loans are an automatic, flexible, and cost-efficient way of obtaining liquidity that is secured by the value of the client's digital assets. And it says there's no hidden fees, no capital gains tax, and no credit checks. So you see there, no capital gains tax. And that's what I wanted to cover. So basically, as you all know, whenever you sell cryptocurrencies, depending where you live, I know in the United States, they kind of tax the sale of cryptocurrencies as capital gain tax. So it can either be from anywhere from, I believe, 19% or 15% to 39%, depending on, how much you make. But that's a lot of money to be taken out. So, for example, instead of selling your cryptocurrencies and getting taxed that, what you can do is just invest your 1 Bitcoin into Nexo and take out that loan, which is equivalent to 1 Bitcoin, let's say $9,000. And that way there is no tax on your capital gains. There's no tax at all, no fees. All you're paying is the interest that you took out of that Bitcoin. And you're not even selling it because it's still, so you're holding it technically. So if it rises, whenever you pay back the interest with that amount that you borrowed, you're getting that profit that, Bitcoin has risen from there. So again, it's like I said, it's the best of both worlds, and you're not getting taxed like you would if you were selling a cryptocurrency. So this is going to be a big deal. I can tell you a lot of people are going to be using this for this reason. And this says transparency is guaranteed through the use of blockchain technology, smart contracts, and algorithmic processes executed by the Nexo Oracle. So as we scroll down here, there's actually a couple good things that they bring up in here. And let me scroll down. And so it mentions the background and just the basic reason why they wanted to bring this up. And I know a lot of people are going to say there's also ETHLend and Salt, but those do not have the people backing it that Nexo does. They don't have the advisors backing it, and they don't have the reputation that Nexo has built from the people that it's dealing with, from Credissimo, from Deloitte, and from the advisors. So there's so much more opportunity with Nexo, and just the whole website in general, very user-friendly, that this is just going to explode. And you'll see that in the next couple of months. The price is just going to skyrocket once more people find out about this. So as we scroll down, so looking at a couple things here, again, it just talks about Credissimo from their story and how, they've been in the space for over 10 years. But talks about here the history that I mentioned, and then it gets over to some examples, and this is what I want to go over on this white paper. So it says Nexo instant crypto-backed loans, and it goes over the idle value of digital assets. So basically, selling it immediately versus still being able to hold them and have those profits later on, which is something I love. And then it goes over the problem of slow liquidation process. So, again, when you're liquidating assets and you're selling them, and like, say you're selling them on Coinbase or something, transferring them over to a bank, it can take a couple days. And when you need stuff instantly, they give you the quick access to cash. So you don't have to wait. It's literally instant. You deposit the Bitcoin, boom, you're able to take the loan out immediately. And actually, they provide a credit card, which is something I'm going to go over as well. It's a free credit card that your loan can be on, and you can just use that, to pay. So they are providing everything that you need, and there is, no time you have to wait whatsoever. And then again, it says problem a lot of times with these companies are loss of ownership, which Nexo gives you 100% ownership of your digital assets. So again, it's an instant crypto loan rather than selling. So you keep the entire capital gains and accompanying benefits from their digital assets. And it says Nexo clients can enjoy their crypto wealth immediately without having to sell their digital assets. And then this is the big one here that I was talking about, the tax. So it says the problem with selling your Bitcoin, expensive and tax inefficient, but they provide cost and tax efficient. So it says without having to sell their digital assets on exchanges, the owners do not have to pay any platform, transaction, or withdrawal fees that could carve substantial amounts out of their profits. Furthermore, since there is no sale event, there are no taxes that could decrease gains by up to 39%, depending on the seller's ordinary residency. So again, this is going to be a big deal. A lot of people are just looking at this as quick cash, but this tax benefit here, I believe this is going to propel them so much higher, and it's going to gain a lot more attention once people realize that it can actually be used for this. So, and then another thing that's going to, attract people is credit checks. So there's no credit checks required to get this loan. All you do is you deposit the crypto, and then you're able to get the loan immediately. And then they also provide transparent blockchain contracts. And then here it goes over their business model. So right now, you transfer crypto to the wallet, you receive the instant loan, and then you repay the loan with interest, and then you can withdraw your crypto from the Nexo wallet. So again, it's very efficient. They have a system in place, and they also provide, so you may ask, okay, what's going to happen if, the amount of your Bitcoin, the price drops, but you still have that loan out? Aren't they going to lose money? Well, they have measures in place, almost kind of like liquidation amounts, if you will, that they'll pip you to say, hey, your balance of your cryptocurrency is getting lower. We need you to provide, X amount of money for you to be able to keep the loan, or we're going to liquidate all of your cryptocurrency. So they have measures in place to protect themselves as well in case the value of cryptos drop. They take a dump like they did a month ago or 2 months ago. So they are protected here, and so both people are protected. So it's good that they have these measures in place. And then it also goes over kind of how it looks, whenever you're getting the loan. So you can't really see this here. I'll go ahead and zoom in the page to kind of make it clear. I know it's probably fuzzy right now on the screen, but basically it tells you, okay, how much wallet balance do you have? And let's say you choose Bitcoin and 1.91 Bitcoin. And let's say the loan amount is $10,000 here. So $10,000 loan amount, and then you set the duration, next. So 1 month all the way to 24 months. So say you let it set a 12-month loan duration. Well, your total repayments, you'll get a loan of $10,000. Then in 12 months, you'll have to repay $10,661. So you'll have to pay $661 of interest, which, if you think about it, in a year in cryptocurrencies, you can gain double, triple, quadruple, even more of your money back. So, repaying less than 10% of what your loan amount was, that's nothing in cryptos over a 12-month period. So this is why, a lot of people are going to be interested in this. And then it also says here, free Nexo credit card with flexible loan limit. So you can choose to get a virtual card, which will provide you instantly, or you can get a physical card, which will give you in 3 to 5 days. So again, you can put your loan on the credit card, and then you can just swipe the card, and you use that anytime you provide, you get a new loan. It automatically is transferred over to that card. So it's, instantaneous. Or you can do a bank transfer to any personal or business bank account. So either through Swift or SEPA and ACH. So it can be same next day, or Swift is 1 to 3 days. So they provide you both options, and again, it's super easy to use and super user friendly. So I'll go and zoom the screen back out. And then again, it says, basically it says specifics of their credit card. So it says your loan limit is based on the market value of the crypto assets in your Nexo wallet. Additional credit is automatically and instantly available on the card upon appreciation of your crypto's value. So what that means is, if Bitcoin's $9,000, but when you put it in there and you get a loan for $9,000, let's say Bitcoin rises to $10,000. Well, your loan amount that you'll be able to get, it will be $1,000. You'll be able to get out an extra $1,000 since Bitcoin rose $1,000. So you can take out another loan if you want, or you can just keep it where it's at. So it gives you, up to the minute live feedback on what your extra loan amount you can get if your cryptocurrency does appreciate, which is great because, if you need a little extra cash, then technically, you're getting it for free, if your cryptocurrency is appreciating. So, and then it tells you, the features, secured by digital assets, and then security, I love here, card and wallet encryption, 24/7 fraud monitoring, and 24/7 live assistance. I don't know many companies that give 24/7 fraud monitoring and live assistance. So for them to do this, again, one of the benefits to working with Credissimo is their 10 years of customer service, building their clientele, and just expanding their business. That's why they're able to give this 24/7 service. So that's big in itself, because I know security is huge with a lot of people. And then technology, they provide a mobile wallet app, send and receive money worldwide, spending analytics, so you can gauge what you're spending your money on, budgeting tools, and enable disable card remotely. And that's crazy, to be able to enable or disable your card remotely. So if your card gets stolen and you want to disable it, hey, no one can use your card and your money is safe. And that's, again, that's one of the biggest things as well. And that's, I mean, that's huge. So, you know, I know, I mean, cards have that, but again, to have this, you know, you can do it remotely and instantly is definitely huge. So, and for your repayment, so it says they're flexible repayment. You can repay in fiat. So if you want to repay your loans using, you can either use USD, euros, or the Japanese yen. And then, or you can repay in NEXO tokens. And the big thing here is if you repay in NEXO tokens, you actually get a discount on the interest. So that's huge. Because one, if you're keeping NEXO tokens and you're getting, you know, those dividends, then with that, you're also getting discounts on the interest that you have to repay back if you repay with NEXO tokens. So that's another reason to hold them. And then, or you can repay with crypto, and it says, should the client consider that his crypto asset has met his price target, he can place an order with the NEXO Oracle to sell a fraction of the crypto assets stored in his wallet to repay his outstanding balance in part or completely. So, you know, again, if your Bitcoin's $9,000, it goes up to, let's say, 18,000, then you only have to, you know, sell about 0.5 or 0.6 of that Bitcoin, and you can keep the rest. So that's huge, because again, that was money that's an extra, like, you know, $8,000 that you wouldn't have had you sold it right away to get that, you know, loan money that you needed. So that's the benefit of still being able to hold your cryptocurrency while still getting that loan amount out. Then there's no minimum monthly payments. So it says no minimum loan repayment is required if the outstanding loan balance is within the available loan limit. So again, a lot of good reasons here that they're providing, and a lot of good features they're providing that a lot of companies are not. And then here it just goes over predictions, what they think by the year 2025. And they think the total digital assets market will be over $5 trillion. They say cryptocurrency will be $1 trillion, but I think we'll reach $1 trillion by the end of this year. And then by 2025, I can see the cryptocurrencies being $5 trillion alone. So they are very conservative in their numbers here, but they just kind of give you a view of exactly, you know, how much cryptocurrencies can still grow and how much of a benefit this is to still be able to store them while you're, you know, getting a temporary loan. And then here it just says, you know, our clients, so they have a lot of cryptocurrencies investors, there's hedge funds, crypto miners, crypto companies, exchanges, just a lot of different people and a lot of different reasons why you want to invest into this company. And then here they provide a competitive landscape. So they basically shows you just advantages of instant crypto-backed loans versus traditional lending, such as, you know, the approval time, the availability. I mean, it's worldwide, it's instant, there's no hidden fees, no credit checks. And then it goes here versus other lending platforms. So again, I mentioned ETHLend and Salt, which a lot of people are saying, hey, they're already in the market, you know, NEXO can't compete. Well, I beg to differ, because with everything I've already explained, you know, we're just scratching the surface of how big NEXO can get. So background here, you know, they have 10-year-old leading European fintech versus Salt, 1.5 years, and ETHLend is less than a year. Application process is instant and automatic. And then Salt, slow and manual, matching between lenders and borrowers. ETHLend, matching lenders to borrowers, takes up to 2 weeks. And again, just the list goes on here. And, you know, you can repay in USD, Euro, Bitcoin, Ethereum, NEXO. There's no additional fees, and worldwide. And then there's dividends, discounts, and asset-backed token benefits. Again, there's all these benefits, you know, versus Salt and ETHLend. I think there's no competition here. And they have the backing, and they were oversubscribed by 11 times. So it shows you the demand is there. You know, there's nothing else that needs to be said. So I think that, again, this is a great comparison, because a lot of people are talking about these lending platforms, Salt and Ethlyn. And I'm glad they did this comparison that they did, so people can actually see for themselves, how much better it is than those other two platforms. And it talks about, Nexo versus alternative financing options. And then again, it gives you some examples of, when you're borrowing Bitcoin and then it rises, you're still able to keep those profits once you repay your loan. And then it gives you how much money you would make if you did that. And it just describes the technology and exactly, how they're monitoring everything. They have a really good intricate system, and they cover all their bases as well as provide security for the customers. And they provide great risk management. And then again, they're going to add more crypto assets to the Nexo wallets. So, they're going to be able to add, looking at adding altcoins later on, maybe ERC20 tokens, so you can, have those in the wallet instead of Bitcoin or Ethereum to get your loans, and then also using the Nexo tokens as well. And I believe if you, the Nexo tokens aren't available to use right now, if I'm not mistaken, but they will be in the future. And if you use the Nexo tokens, then you can actually still earn dividends on those while they're in your wallet. I believe so. But double check on that. But one of the last things I want to cover here, so the roadmap. So it says Q1 2018, so February, their first Nexo airdrop campaign. March, they finalized their token sale. And then April, listed Nexo token on exchanges. So that was done April 30th. It's actually on IDEX, for those who don't know. So if you want to buy Nexo tokens, just go to IDEX, type in Nexo, and then deposit your Ethereum. And make sure that when you go to your orders or your balances, you click deposits, and then your balances will get deposited in there. So it's after you've already transferred the Ethereum over. Then you can buy Nexo with that Ethereum. But again, so it's listed on IDEX right now. In May, they're starting the mergers and acquisition process of acquiring an FDIC-insured banking institution. June, Euro currency support. July, launch Nexo credit card. And then, Q3, they have the Nexo mobile wallet, launch affiliate program, Japan support, additional altcoins and tokenized asset support. Q4, increase maximum loan limits. Second Nexo airdrop campaign. And one of those I want to talk about is the loan limits. So again, when you open your account and say you want to deposit Bitcoin, well, first you have to complete a basic verification. So again, you have to verify your information here, but you can see here, basic verification, there's no deposit limit, and then cryptocurrency withdrawal limit is $50,000 a month. Fiat withdrawal limit is $10,000 a month. So again, if you want to get, loans, you can only do $10,000 a month with the basic verification. But if you're doing an advanced verification, you can get up to $100,000 a month in fiat. So just keep that in mind. I'm pretty sure, advanced verification is just your driver's license, all that. Same with like exchanges or on Coinbase or such. So keep that in mind when you're looking at limits. So 50 or 100,000 or 10,000 or 100,000, depending on which verification you have. But and then Q4 2018, second Nexo airdrop campaign. So they're providing airdrops, which is great. Always helps a company grow. And then they have Q1 2019. They're going to finalize FDIC insured banking institution, introduce deposit accounts, have installment loans, increase maximum loan limits even more. And so they have all this roadmap, which is big for a company because it shows they're thinking about the future, and they're really focused on growing. So I think that was awesome for them to provide this roadmap. Then here they provide their advisors. Again, I already mentioned Michael Arrington, the founder of TechCrunch and Arrington XRP Capital. Trevor, the founder of CEO and Polymath. And then you have, a lot of good people who are experts in the legal field, as well as, very well versed in the finance and banking industry and investments. And so they have a very strong team behind them, a lot of people, some great background. And again, that just provides extra security and extra backing as to why, their company will excel in the future, because they have, a lot of people backing them, as well as some good experience. So with that, so that was a review of the white paper. And there's actually some articles here that I just want to go over real quick. But one of these articles here, it says Arrington-backed startup launches crypto for cash credit platform. So this was by CoinDesk, and this was published on April 30th, so it's just yesterday. And it talks about Nexo, and it's talking about that's backed by TechCrunch founder Michael Arrington. And then it talks about what NEXO is. It says it's acting similarly to a bank with its lending model. According to Arrington, I haven't seen anyone do a good job so far providing liquidity for people who have cryptocurrencies without forcing them to sell the cryptocurrency, or to put it more succinctly, provide a proper credit line to people who own cryptocurrencies. And it says, NEXO wants to set a precedent for traditional financial institutions, namely banks, and prove that cryptocurrencies can be trusted as an asset. So again, they're looking to get integrated into the mainstream, kind of open up that gap, bridge that gap, that cryptocurrencies are not an actual asset. And then it says NEXO's benefit comes from the fact that it lets clients spend the value of their crypto without having to sell it. So again, that's probably one of the biggest advantages that NEXO has. It's because you don't have to sell it, so you don't have that capital gains tax. So I'm glad they pointed that out in the article. And then it was on NBC2. They had a news article about it. It says NEXO launches world's first instant crypto-backed loans platform. They basically go over what I just told y'all. And it says here, 71% of investors have much higher price targets for various cryptocurrencies and plan to hold their digital assets as long as possible. NEXO is giving them the means to spend the value of their crypto without having to sell it. This is important for the entire community as our product aims to provide a meaningful mechanism for credit facilitation. He said Anthony is the managing partner of NEXO. So again, they provide these great reasons that attract people and really explain why NEXO is such a good option versus actually selling your cryptocurrencies. So that's something I wanted to bring up. And I believe other than that, they also had an article in the Medium that just outlined the specifics of NEXO. And this was something I want to point out, is their allocation that they had to their founders and their advisors. So a lot of times, companies will, hold, give like 20% to their advisors or 30% to their founders. But NEXO actually broke it up very well. And, giving over 52% to investors, any unsold tokens will be burned. And then they keep 25% for overdraft funding reserves. And then they provide 11% to founders and team, 6% to community board and airdrop campaigns, and only 5.25% to advisors, legal, and PR. So again, they're not giving a lot away, to their advisors or their community building and airdrop campaigns, or their funding team. They're saving a lot for investors and then their funding reserves. So I think that's great because it shows the value of the company and what their vision is, and that they're not just focused on their bottom line or bribing their advisors or anything. And because they know that if you're only given a certain amount, that it'll make them work harder, and they'll actually build the company because they want the price to increase. So I thought that was great on their part. It shows their want and need for the company to grow, and just how much they want it to grow, for the future. So I thought that was great, and it just shows, what kind of people are working at NEXO, and while they're thinking more of the customers, versus just their bottom line, like I mentioned. So, but with that, I know this was a pretty long review. Again, you can buy NEXO on IDEX. Just go to IDEX, and again, when you deposit your Ether, after you transfer it over, you need to go to your balances and click deposit for it to actually see it in your account. Then you'll be able to trade with it here, and go to type in NEXO and just be able to trade either limit orders or market order if you want to buy it right away. So the ICO price was 10 cents. I believe it's about 17 cents right now where it's at. And again, I believe this coin can easily get over $1 before the end of the year. There's a lot of growth for it, and I believe we'll see this coin talked about a lot in the next couple of months. So again, it just came onto the exchanges. There's not a lot of talk about it, but they're disrupting the market in a big way. Their platform is very user-friendly, and again, it's a great idea, and they're executing it very well. So look forward for this coin in the future. And again, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. Till next time, thanks for watching.